Hi. Yesterday was Orthodox Easter and 60 days since the war began. Kyiv is getting a bit more to life. There are more cars and even traffic jams sometimes. There are more people on streets and in shops, and there are more shops now work. A little bit more of different type of service work. Sometimes dry cleaning you can find, not fully, but still try to serve people. Cafes, small cafes, definitely some supermarkets, and even some big supermarkets also try to open their doors. However, it's still not the same as before, and sometimes when you think about something that you need, you understand that it's still not available. And yesterday was my first time experience leaving Kyiv and getting out of it, going to a village. Me and my partner, we went to visit his parents who live in a small village, which is located in the area between those towns that were fully, absolutely destroyed and annihilated by the enemy. And it's just a miracle, just unexplainable fortune that this village where parents of my partner live, that this village survived and most of its citizens survived. It's just pure miracle. When we went, this time was a bit faster, and for my partner it was the third time going there. The very first time he went when it was allowed after the place was freed from occupants. And he went there to bring food to his parents and humanitarian aid to the villagers. And then he did it second time in a couple of weeks. This time was his third time. And first two times it was very slow way, where very lot of time took, and he had to do a serious detour to get there. Now roads are more cleared and it's more straight way to this place. So we got there a little bit more than in 1 hour, something like 1 hour and a half. But for me, it was the first time going this road and to see what was done to the places, to these areas around Kyiv and near Kyiv. And I saw the bridge that was attacked by a rocket and broken, this fully destroyed bridge, and a new quick made pathway with a small bridge over the river so that car can get to those areas. I saw burnt and destroyed houses along the way, along the road. And I saw some tanks that were exploded and burned by Ukrainian army who protected us. And I realized to which extent or how close it was to Kyiv. So it was in 30 minutes drive car distance from Kyiv, these tanks that I saw. And I realized how close the danger was. And I realized how lucky I am being alive and that Kyiv is almost fine. Like there are areas that are destroyed, but still it could have been done much more. And I just realized how lucky I am that my home, my building, and most of Kyiv is okay, is the same. And I didn't take any photo. I will not show you anything, because for me to store on my phone these photos of burned houses or tanks is like to store evil, and I don't want this. I'm not a journalist. It's not my job. So I just don't want to keep it for myself as a picture. I don't see sense in it. It would be disturbing feeling of storing evil. And the road is almost cleared. There were very few of these tanks and of debris. Most is already taken. And on the first trip, my partner saw much more. And he told me about that. And of course, he's a man and he doesn't show that emotions and feelings, but I realized to which extent it was impressive even for him. I understand that from his comments and from what he said about that. And also we talked to, of course, we talked to his parents. They told the story of staying there for 50 days without light, and full months without any connection, internet, light. And it's only because they have their own piece of land and they can plant food. So they harvested that food in September and October and stored it. And that's why they survived. They had potato, they had pickled cucumbers, tomatoes, pickled salads, and that helped them to survive. And because also the gas for cooking that is provided for the whole village was not destroyed, it helped them to cook and to heat their house. And that is just great luck. And one of my friends, when I talked about that by this mystery, the soldiers did not kill these people, like my partner's parents or their neighbor. She tried to explain that some Russians might be humans and may have something good in their personalities. I said, come on, it's just a miracle. It's just pure miracle, unexplainable miracle that they did not kill this, most of old people. But young men were taken. Some men disappeared. For some men, they were looking and no one knows what happened. Maybe they were killed or... so there is no, so far, clear information what happened to those men who disappeared. Those who survived are old people. Yes, they are old, they survived, but again, we know that in Bucha, old people were killed, not only young, old also. So I explain this only by a miracle. That for some reason, for my partner and for me, like my family, part of my family, that his parents survived. And of course, I don't want to diminish anything like a protection by Ukrainian army. Of course, they did great job, but it's still, when I saw the distance between the tanks and Kyiv, it was really very, very scary feeling and understanding to which extent I'm lucky, and all my neighbors in Kyiv, all Kyiv is lucky to survive. I know that it was protected seriously. I know that it would be protected seriously. But I still consider as great luck that Kyiv is at this moment in that condition as it is. That's what I wanted to tell about my first time small trip outside of Kyiv to the nearest village, that experience and my feelings about it. Thank you very much for listening to me.